All right, we got me, Jonathan Peck, Steve Poole, Aaron Blake here, Deal Creek Thermal, and we're gonna try to have a roundtable talk about this new Thermion 2 XL50 LRF for Pulsar. So there's a lot of things going around about it, base mag, all this other stuff. So if you guys got any questions, you can put them in the comments. We'll try and answer them, or we're gonna try and go over some stuff right now. And as always, if you got any questions you need any thermal optic, give me a call 979-885-9610, or you can always call either of these guys or PM them on Facebook or wherever your social media platform is, and they can hopefully answer all your questions also. Well, we're just going to get started right out of the box. We're going to start talking about the base mag. So, yeah, everybody was disappointed. It was 1.7 base mag when we heard it. I still remember the phone call when I called Steven. I said, dude, you're not going to believe this. He's like, what? I said, 1.7. He's like, I'm out. He's like, I'm out. Don't even.
His first thing I said was I'm out.
Oh man, I was bummed. I told my rep over there, I was like, man, that is a kick in the you know what. I was like, golly, man, that's probably a lot of them. And now, granted, I hadn't had a look through the scope at this point. When I went up to Cellmark, the distributor for Pulsar, went up there and talked to him. I called Steven. I think it was that night. I think I called both of you guys. I can't remember. After I looked, I said, you are not out. You are definitely in. Like,
you're getting in regard.
Yeah, so I was like, no way, dude. But the thing I personally love the scope for what I do down here, just mainly a hog hunter. I mean, of course, we shoot coyotes and we do things like that too. But dude, the field of view is amazing. If you're a hog hunter slash coyote hunter or coyote hunter slash hog hunter, I mean, this scope is perfect for you. And but to be honest, it's perfect for just about any hunter. I would say. I mean, these two guys over here, these are the coyote hunters. So instead of me trying to act like I know a bunch about coyote hunting, I don't. I just got guys that do. A lot of times people call and ask me questions about coyote hunting, and I send them over to these other two guys over there. So I mean, like Steven, like I know you said it took some time to get. I remember one of your comments was it takes a little getting used to from running. And Steven's run, Steven, you just tell them all the ones you've been running over the last year or so that you've had in your personal collection.
Yeah, I mean, basically, been running three and a half base mag for the last 3-4 years. I mean, we got the I-Ring bolt, and then I the Rico MK30 or MK50, then going to the right before this one, I had the XG50 LRF. So I mean, everything's three fire. My biggest thing I earned was recognition of the scope. It was the first night I had it out. Just looking through the scope on a three fire, I can tell in the mainstream
by the size of the animal, kind of what your yardage is without the range.
You can tell how far I am. I was looking through this thing, and it looked like a mile out there. But the more I've used it, the easier it's got to be. I'm looking at Stevie next to me. I'm like, how far is that? He range 200 yards. But now that I've run it a while, I'm like, all right, you start getting it figured out. I mean, but it's not, really, it's not that far off what Stevie's already been running. So, it's pretty.
Yeah, so everybody knows Stevie's running an XP50 LRF and XP50 Pros with the 2-power base mag. And we've got some videos out there side by side with them and everything. But, Aaron, what were your first experiences with it when you run the, kind of about, just the 1.7 versus the 3.5 or 3-power or whatever, I've been telling guys, you can put it on 3-power and you're still above 640 if you stop at 3-power, as far as the resolution change and everything else. But we'll get into that later, but more about just what your first thoughts were on the this 1.7 base mag. That's what we're supposed to be talking about right now. We're trying to get in the woods. We'll get on to the other stuff.
Hey,
you hearing all this, Aaron, or what?
Yeah, you lost all sound for a minute, but you're coming back.
We're not going to stop recording and doing all that neither, but none of us have time for all that. So, but what I was saying, what were your first reaction with the 1.7 base mag? Because everybody's, when you, I know you've only had yours 3-4 days, but I think you've hunted that many days with it too. So,
first night I got it, just looked out the back door. I was really shocked. I don't think it's quite 1.7 like they say. I personally feel like it's just a tad more. I'm extremely happy with it. I was really surprised by it too.
I had an incident the other night. We shot a bobcat. I haven't posted it, but I told my buddy Matt that I hunt with quite a bit. I said, man, I have trouble with this range. I said, I don't know if it's because I'm being able to ID stuff so much farther now that I'm thinking they're actually closer, even though they don't really look closer in the scope. I'm thinking ID range 300-400 yards. You know, I've been running XP50 Pro for whatever, however many years now. That's all I've ever had on my personal gun. Of course, I run the other scopes, but I've never been able to really ID that far. You know, and using the picture in picture too, being able to jack it up to 7 power to me is a big plus. A lot of times we get the big bores, you want to make sure you smoke that big bore and then drop down. And then you got this huge field of view, and you're like, man, it makes running shots a lot easier. For me, you know, we do a lot of running, as y'all know. But like I heard somebody else say, and it was a really good point. I think it was your buddy of yours, Steven. One of them said, I can't remember who it was. I know you hung with him. He said something about being able to see what's behind the animal. Like down here,
Yeah,
we shoot a lot in the cow. We shoot a lot of cattle ranches. You know, we don't have the big open fields. We do, but we have a little bit of everything. But a lot of our stuff is we being able. It's a safety feature to be able to see behind you what's out there at 700-800 yards that you're not seeing with a smaller field of view. And, I mean, I thought that was a really good point too.
yeah, I think Chip Dillon one made that comment.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that does, man. That for the safety aspect of it makes it nice to know everything's around.
I think one thing for me is that zoom being so good. When you zoom in, that's what gets you on the range because as you're zooming in, you're not losing much clarity.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing that got me, man. I was like, but I mean, and it's really hard to show in the videos, as you guys know. Like I had it out the other night in 100% humidity. Me and my buddy, I spent 30 minutes filming stupid rabbits. I was broken hearted when I got here and looked at the video. I was like, God, you can't. Oh man, it looks so much
Yeah,
better. I could see their ears, you know, the round top of their ears at 350, 400 yards. I'm like, dude, I'm literally IDing jackrabbits at 400 something yards in the rain. It wasn't pouring down rain, but it was 100% humidity, and you could feel the, you know, how it gets just a little bit of fog or whatever. I was like, man, this thing is amazing. And then when we called that bobcat in, I knew he was a bobcat at about 180 yards, walking straight at us, just because I could see his ears were round. I was like, man, I think that's a bobcat. And then he got up to about 100 yards, and Matt was running the telos, and he leans over my shoulder and said, I think it's a bobcat. I was like, yeah, I know. but you know, but I mean, as far as and the image being so sharp too, I mean, it makes you kind of want to pull off some stuff that I normally want to do. I'm not a big fan of shooting long ways at night, kind of the safety reasons and stuff like that. I mean, there are some places that I will take a longer, but I really down here where I'm at, man, I don't really need to take a 300-yard shot is for me. But I feel like with this scope, I could probably do better. I shot that plate at 411. That's the farthest I've ever shot anything in nighttime, but that was just to show the plate deal in that one video, that 9-inch plate. But
you know, I would notice one thing too. Looking at I was a buddy of mine last night on the XP50, but when you look at the video, you pull down off the scope, the base mag or the main picture looks smaller than what it does when you're actually shouldered in the gun. I mean, if you're looking at it, it looks bigger than what it is on the video. I don't know how to explain
I
that.
don't know what's going on with that video, dude. I mean, I'm sure there's some other dealers out there that can explain it all, but that's not.
But we had guys come in on I guess it was Halloween night. We killed the first one and had a triple come in behind it about 425 yards. And I'm looking at them through the main screen, like 175. But I mean, I can ID them 100%. I mean, I can see the tail, legs walking. You know, I can tell it without a doubt there was three guys coming across that field. And like I said, 400 yards, but I was looking at the main screen, not even. I mean, I do have stuff to picture. But like I say, when you go back and look at it on video, you know, everything looks smaller when you're sitting there staring at it on Facebook or on your eye.
Yeah, it sure does. I had to get me some cheaters. I kept wondering why my videos always look blurry, and then I finally got me a pair of these. I'm like, oh yeah, it looks a lot better now. And I forgot to mention for the guys that don't on here that don't know, I'm in Texas, Steven's in Virginia, and Aaron's in Ohio. So we're all from different parts of the country, and so that's just something to know. What'd you say, Aaron?
The first night Jeff and I went out, I think it was Halloween night. That first stand, we as soon as I turned the collar on my mouse squeaks, had a fox come out. He was probably 500 yards out. As soon as he came out of the cornfield, we knew exactly what it was.
Right.
It's crazy how much details in that scope.
Yeah, and that's the part that's just it's hard. You remember the old days when you download a video, man? You thought you had the best video in the world, and you download it and lose all that. And now they have gotten better with that with most scopes, but on this one, man, we're talking 15, maybe 15 to 20%, depending. That's my opinion. And so I've heard some people say like 40, but I don't know about that. I mean, if you're really far out there, that video just doesn't look. That's what's making it so hard to show these coyote hunters, in my opinion, is the quality. Now everybody that's got their hands on one has been just like these two guys. They've been, yeah, okay, let's make the change. But and as far as ID range, I haven't seen anything that I couldn't ID yet.
I had no. I was looking at deer 350 yards, 400 yards the other day laying down where all I could see is her head. And I could look at the deer and see her ears moving. I mean, by the time you get 400 yards laying in tall grass, you kind of get that, you start guessing a little bit, but no. I mean, I was not a bit positive ID, that they were deer laying.
I had a coyote laying
That's
down. I didn't range him, but the other day he was so clear I thought he was a deer because I could see his neck, and I thought he was a laid down deer. And when he stood up, I could see his tail. I mean, it was 300 or 400 yards easy too.
That's the best thing about it is you can ID like it's nothing.
That's the thing that gets me, man. Is that, everybody thinks you're not going to be able to ID because of that 1.7, but I'm telling you, man, it's so freaking clear.
It takes all the guesswork out of it.
It's just and then when you zoom in, I know everybody's got the old thing, you cut your resolution half. Sure, I know the math's right on that, but I'm telling you, through your eye, it is magic. Whatever you want to call it, I'm sure that, like I said earlier, we're not gonna get in all the technical stuff because I don't really know. But, we're just gonna talk about it, what we're seeing in it, and things like that. I mean, but I think this scope will fit just about. In my opinion, we'll hear what these other guys have to say, but I think this scope would fit just about anybody out there. I mean, you can live in Ohio or Virginia, like, Aaron comes down here and hunts, Steven comes and hunts. You don't have to worry about having a 3-power base mag, getting 30 yards from a hog. You can do that, or you can reach out 400 or 500, whatever your capabilities of shooting are. I mean, it's like everybody's scope, and that's what I've been trying to tell people. But a lot of guys get hung up on the base mag. Well, then don't get me wrong. There's other great scopes out there too that are cheaper. The XG, there's some IRA, there's other, that are all 3-power. So if a guy doesn't want to spend that kind of money, the other options are there also for the higher base mag and everything else. We're not just trying to push this scope. We're just trying to give our opinions on this scope is good for a lot of different uses, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions out there. I mean, nobody tell you stick your eye behind it. I mean, if I hadn't looked through one, I'd tell you still keep it in Texas. I mean,
he's like, oh, I'm out. That's what he kept saying.
Yeah, I got the shit.
I think
well, because I'm gonna try the same now. So yeah. But yeah,
everybody that's out there touching base on that 1.7, they're putting it down over the 1.7. I think they're all going to eat them words.
I feel like it's just, and it's hard to tell a guy because, I mean, how many years we've been saying, man, if you're a coyote hunter, you need at least a 3 base mag. I mean, that's guy calls. What the first question is, where do you hunt? How much money you want to spend? And what are you hunting? The guy says, coyote, man, you probably want to go with something with a little more base mag. Yeah. In that 640, but I think this 1028, 1024, I think that kind of changed the game on that. I think it allows you to, I mean, even at 7-power zoomed in, I mean, it is, that's 3 times where you should really be. It should be falling apart at that point, but I just, in my eyes, I just don't see it. I mean,
I think it holds pretty good together to a 7.
Yeah. 7's really good. Now, if you get way out there with 14, you're supposed to be at like 120 or something, but it's still, you can still make the deal, but a lot of guys aren't used to using the PIP, the picture-to-picture either. I think some of the other guys use the other stuff. They might enjoy using that PIP because then you can run it up. And the scope's gonna have the ballistic calculator. I think it already does have the ballistic calculator. Did you download it, Steve? I didn't download it.
No, I put it in.
That's not really my deal. I don't shoot far enough to have that on there, so I don't really worry about it.
Yeah. Here, I think better.
Oh, lost one.
Yeah,
there we go.
Lost one.
There
it is.
Sorry.
The other thing, I guess we kind of already covered the ID range. Um, Stephen? What's the farthest shot you made with this gun, with that scope?
First night we were out, I killed one at 280. But that was when we had the 7 of them right there in the field.
Yeah,
and like I say,
cool
first
video.
one out there checked up at 280. Then we shot that, but I was running 175 with 7 power on the picture in picture. So, I mean, it was, but yeah, like I said,
that one video where you're down where those big high lines are, and I'll try to show this video while we're talking about it after we get this thing edited up. But that's another thing that we were talking about earlier. You could see those cows like it looked like a mile away on that other hill because it kind of went over that hill, and I was looking at that. I was kind of looking way back there, and I was like, he knows where everything is, man. I mean, it's not like you zoomed in before and you just got that right there. If something would have come over that hill that would have been in danger, you would have known it from your 1.7 base mag with that field of view.
I mean, we had cattle all in the back upper corner of that field up there, so where they settled in, that was nice. But yeah, even when the one ran out, like I say, I could see everything above it, behind it, the whole shooting match. It was pretty nice.
Aaron kind of looks like a model sitting over there. Look at him. What are you wearing? A SIG control or something?
But when you were shooting at that coyote, what do you think you were zooming into, Stephen?
You talking about the one at 280?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had mine at picture with the 7, and I was at 175. So, I mean, I'd already hit them at range. So, I mean, it was already, I kind of knew where they were at, when they came over the hill the first time. Like I say, I bumped him with the rangefinder. Or actually, I think Stevie shot him with the range the first time. At that point, I didn't have it. Whatever at ballistics, we turned the box off. Mine hadn't yet flipped off yet, so he was shooting range.
That's another function in there that I didn't know about, that my rep told me, and I told Steven after we started making videos. So when you range it, that box comes up, and in there you'll see it in some of the videos we first started making. It'll say the yardage down in the middle of the screen. But we didn't like that, and then my guy told me that hey, dude, you can take that, turn that off, and it just shows in that right hand corner instead of showing it staying up, and it stays up for a long time too. Like you got to push
too long
off. But yeah, that's another thing. And they're saying there's going to be some firmware updates that are going to help the video, and some other things they're going to add to it also. That I think something to do with the rangefinder or something like that.
Yeah.
But
that first group we called in was at 262, and I bumped it up to 3.5, and
that's the one where y'all you pushed that y'all double tapped that one after Jeff missed him. Is that one?
Yep.
That dog, I think, he started, what did you say, 280 or something like that?
I mean, for 3.5 in that scope, I don't know why you can't shoot 300 yards just fine.
And I've shot my longest shot was with an XP52, and on a pig was 350 something, but a coyote was only 314. But that was on 2 power with 4 base mag, and just got lucky. But yeah, but there's another thing about the scope too is, I mean, talking to some other dealers about it also, and one of them brought up, the image quality being so much sharper and the edges being so much cleaner, how it's going to affect your accuracy as a shooter. Instead of having a little blurred, when you zoom in a lot, it just seems like the edges are so clean to me that you really know where that top of that. Like I say, 300, I always hold firm because that's where my drop is, but I can get right on the edge of them, and I feel like it helps your accuracy. And it can't hurt it. I need all the help I can get. But I see how
you guys have either one of you tried to run the APS2s and see how much time you got out of it? We ran. That's what I was running the first night, and I think I ran it for about 4 hours and still had half a battery.
On the APS5 after you ran the 2 out.
That's all I had was a 2 in there, and I never got to the one that was internal.
I go through my 2 pretty quick. I make about 2 hours with the 2, and then it starts getting into my 5. So I think Pulsar is pretty straight up about 6-hour runtime with just the original batteries that come with it. But now, when you get 2 batteries, so when you buy one from us, if anybody wants to know, you're gonna get three you're gonna get 1 APS and 2 APS3 batteries. So we're gonna try and take care of that problem, with the battery life. We know cold weather hunters are gonna have to deal with all that. we're hoping that's going to solve that problem. You just have to carry a few APS3 batteries with you, a couple extra ones, and that I don't know, Steven, you ought to be able to hunt. Steven, you've hunted in cold weather already. I don't know what you're getting with there.
Yeah, 19 years more. So yeah, it started getting cold. But I mean, the other night we ran, it was about 38. So like, I think I went through. I burned up one APS3. It was about halfway into the second, so we shut her down about 1:30. So we started about 8 o'clock. But I never turned the scope on. You know, we get in the truck, I just put it to sleep, stick it behind the seat, and then come on back out. So, but with that said, I mean, I still had touched the internal. But I mean, I don't
That's
see
what I was doing.
our first night out.
Every time we were scanning, I would always put it on sleep mode. So I got sleep mode helped me get to 4 hours.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about continuous runtime. It's like mine. I keep mine on sleep mode. Y'all know how we are. We're riding around. I'm using my mono most of the night, so it's kind of hard for me to get a real picture of what it's supposed to do. I feel like I've talked to some other people that 6 hours is pretty much about it, you know, in regular temperatures. But I feel like, you know, with the other two batteries, I mean, you're looking at 12, 13 hours of runtime with the other. The APS3 should be getting around 3 hours or something like that. That's what I understand. So you ought to have another 5 hours of runtime, give you about 11 hours, and that's if you leave it on. Now, if you start using picture and video, and of course that's going to take more. So, but if you're putting it on standby between stands or plugging it in, I don't think you'll have a problem at all. You know. The other thing about the scope that I really like is when you turn it on, it's good. Like with the XGs, I noticed, but I think it's with all the XG cores that you got to turn it on and leave it on for a little bit. It seems like the image is constantly just 5-10 minutes, you know. But it gets better. But a lot of guys will look at those XGs, you know, when we're showing it to them. I said, well, we got to let this one warm up a little bit before you get your first impression because it does generate better.
Yep. I reach back and turn back seat for about 10 minutes.
That's what I did too. I just put it on standby while I'm getting on my. As soon as I get my gun out, I turn it on, put it on standby, and I just let it sit there when I was running the XG. I didn't run the XG LRF very much, but I ran the Therion XG, by the way, which is a very cool, good scope for $3,500. Just trying to throw that in there. We had them in stock. But anyway, man, I mean that's kind of it. This is our first time trying to do it this way, guys. So if you watched it all the way through here, you know, be sure you hit the like button and comment. Y'all got any questions? Let us know. Finishing points, guys. I mean, I know how y'all feel about it. Why don't y'all tell everybody else in the Facebook world and YouTube world and everything, or wherever we're gonna post all this.
I'm gonna keep running it. I like it enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll go over with me again tonight. I mean, like I say, it's just biggest thing I was getting over that face mag fear. I mean, that's just typical cows hunter.
It's warranted. I mean, we all said the same thing when we first heard about it too. And these guys are hearing about it for the first time. They're like, we don't know. You know, why would we do that? You know, we're going to be at less when we zoom in every time. But man, until you get your hands on one, it's just, and for the price point where they're at on their price, you know, $799.99, and you know, it's a solid unit. Now, is Pulsar going to come out with a 3 base mag, or you know, maybe a little higher? We don't know. I mean, I know they would have liked to came out with a higher base mag on this one, but I think just the technology is not quite there yet. I mean, you don't see any other ones that are out there high, but who knows? I mean, this is a different world we're living in with these thermals these days, fast as they're changing. I feel like this goes going to be kind of on top for a while, but I mean, there's some really good other 640s out there, guys. That I mean, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you got any questions, you know, you can always give any of us a call or PM. Give me a call, PM them guys. If they want to talk to you, they'll give you your cell phone number. But you know, that's kind of where we're at on it. I love the scope. I mean, for guys down south, I mean, if you're looking for a really good image and big ass field of view, and you want to be able to kill hogs at 25, I mean, I think I could get 25 yards from them, kill them running. I mean, it's the field of view so good. But then also, I don't feel like I'd have a problem. I know I wouldn't have a problem reaching 3. I've never shot much farther than that, but like I said earlier, but I mean, as far as all around, I mean,
couldn't imagine what that thing would look like at 25 yards. The
Oh,
detail you would see would be so unreal.
I got that hog video. He was at 60 yards, and you could see the mud on him, and I mean all his hairs and everything else. And we didn't really have time. We were trying to shot him, and then we were going to go down. We just right to our left at the bottom, and we got down there and shot some more. But yeah, it's It's legit. So
Gonna have to dig into your inner ninja tonight, John. Sneak up. I'm gonna steal.
I need a good. I need a really strong wind down here to do that because y'all know I fall around too much with these little bum ass hips I got. I need some big feet crunching on everything.
If you did a 25-yard video for me, I did something damn wrong.
Well, hey, while we're talking about that, tell that story about that dog popping up. That one of the things that happened. Didn't the dog pop up at like 50 yards on you or something? And
Yeah, that was the other night. We heard him come behind us. Damn, Stevie looked at me and was like, "Did you hear that?" And the coyotes ran like 15 feet behind us in the hedgerow on the other side of the trees. And then I told you that night, I said, I'm going to get me a 7-power kill on his scope. Them dogs popped out beside us at 30 yards. Steve starts smashing on the picture-in-picture, trying to get this back to 175.
Yeah.
They were like 30 yards right beside him. Yeah.
You had no problem finding him in that 175, but you might have had a little bit difficult with 3-power, I tell you that. So,
yeah, I did a couple of plays. One growled at me at about 20 feet. That was more than I wanted to have.
Yeah, that's close enough. Whoa, buddy boy. Remember who the alpha is out here.
He was looking at about 3 foot of my leg. I don't think he knew what I was. And all I could see was about half an ear and half a head and the damn through the cedar bush. So, yeah, that was a good one.
Y'all got anything to add? We'll just wrap it up. I don't know how long we've been going, but long enough, I guess.
Yeah, man. I think, like I say, just the guys got any damn reserve about the baseline. I mean, me and Aaron both on here. I mean, we're both coyote hunt. Aaron, I've seen the stuff he hunts in. It's big, flat ground. I mean, you take 175 over one of his fields, it must be legit. So
It's a long ways. It's nothing to set up on 1,500 yards here, and
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put down that 175 until you look through it because it's legit.
But I really want us all to work on this. I know we're all gonna be hunting this weekend. So I want to hear what you guys are IDing stuff at. So if y'all get an ID on a range, try and range and see where we're at, because I know that once you get out, it's hard for me to range, a really long ways because when you push the button, the scope moves a little bit. But if I got set in the tripod real good, I can get those 700-800 yard ranges. I think that's where it's going to be at. I mean, that's what I feel. But like I said, I don't think place is big enough where I'm gonna be hunting this weekend to see it. I think Aaron's probably got the flattest, the truest land, where you're at, Aaron, because you got all that farm country. I've seen that stuff. We've seen the coyotes coming from a long way. So.
Yep, we'll get some more video this weekend.
Yeah. All right. Well, unless y'all got something else to add, everybody, thank you for hanging out, and hope this helps you guys. Like I say, if y'all need any optics, give us a call, or whatever. And got any questions, y'all can contact any of us. I'm sure everybody knows how to do that. So. That's about it, man. Hope this works out. It's our first time trying it, like I said. So please hit the like or subscribe or whatever platform you're on. Just let us know we're doing a good job. Got any questions? Put them in the comments. We'll try and answer them right there. If we can't answer them there through the comments, we'll give you a call, PM you, and try and talk through whatever decision you want to make. And we'll get it going. I appreciate it. Y'all be good.
Later.